welcome to my first segment of Cooking with Waddy. It's kind of a little bit different than, you know what, I wanted to try something new, and I decided, you know what, cooking with Kaya seemed to be a big thing, so why not I just do a spoof? I mean, after all, I can cook. Sometimes I don't cook real stuff, but you know, I do what I do. Anyway, y'all, so today on this segment, we are going to, okay, my hair looks shiny, it's cool. We are going to cook some grits. Know what you're thinking, grits? Why grits? Grits are a little bit different, you see. You cook grits with just about anything. It's a way that you can cook grits and a way that you don't cook grits. Like, you can cook grits, you know, the regular way. You can cook grits the instant way, which is what we'll be doing today. But you can also home style your grits. Now, what it is I love about grits is that grits comes from corn, and corn is grain, and grain is bread, and bread is money. So, you see, with grits, you take the time to make your grits right, the way you do your grits, and you'll be gritting in some money. So, pretty much that's it, point blank, period, straight to the point. Now, today, let's go ahead and get started with our grits and go from there. Okay, so in order to begin your grit journey, simply, first ingredient that you're going to need, some grits. I like Quaker's instant grits, cheddar cheese. Most people like regular grits. Some people like bacon grits, which is what you can put in it. It all depends on how you grit. So today I'm using this. So, being the fact I live by myself, I tend to like a lot of grits. I'm not really a breakfast guy. For the sake of the way my job is set up, we have to get up pretty early to work. So, you know, it could be 4, it could be 5, 6, it depends. So, since I'm by myself and I have a rough appetite, that's a story for another day, I'm going to put 4 packs of grits. Now, depending on how your stomach is, you can grit however you want. I typically do 4. My appetite is big sometimes it's not. It just depends on the time and the day that I decide to grit. Now, what you need for your grits is really the basic essentials. You see, we got our 4 packs of grits here. Now we're going to need what they call a bowl. I have really one type of bowl. I really do, but you see, depends. Brown, white. You know your colors. This one's a little more, not as deep for 4 packs of grits, but this one here, if you depend on your bowl, if it's really a deep dish bowl, then you can fit as much grits as you want. You can even use, some people use plates, some people use pots, but for the sake of this segment, I'm going to use something else. And it's called, it's not even over here. That's the joke. It's not even over here. It's on the other side. There it is. I'm going to use the coffee pot. A coffee pot is essential for grits, and we're also going to need more than that. You see, the way I'm going to grit today, we have our grits. Now we're going to need, I've got 1 pan clean. That don't make any sense, but that's all we need. 1 pan, not as big as my head almost, but 1 pan. Now, the way that we're going to grit today, we're going to use something a little bit different. Today, we are going to use hot dog. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some people put real things in their grits. There are all types of things you can put. You can grit it up however you want to grit. I mean, the way that you grit is really gritty up to you. I have 2 hot dogs left, and you can put like bacon, you can put sausage, you can put chitlins, you can put shrimp inside your grits. However, all of that is frozen, so I really didn't want to take it out and unfreeze it for the sake of this. So I figure, why not use hot dogs? Hot dog, sausage, same thing. They both round and long. Pause. So to begin your grit, what you want to do is you want to get your pan right? And before y'all ask, yes, I wash my hands. Duh, of course. Also, failed to mention, For the essentials of your grits, you're going to need some spoons. White spoon to be fine. That's for another day. Now, what you have to do is you need to get your pan on a good temperature. If yours has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, typically on average I put mine on 4. 4 tends to get it, not too hot and not too cold, but just right. Right? Okay. So what you want to do is typically you can give yours time if you want to. I don't. All you gotta do is just bam, smack that bad boy up there and let it cook. Now I know what you're thinking. One hot dog? What is that supposed to do? Hot dogs are typically different, You gotta do your hot dog the way you hot dog or whatever, and we'll get back to the hot dog. But right now, what we gotta do is we gotta let it simmer itself. You gotta let it get used to the heat, absorb it, absorb the cooking spray oil, and whatever. We're gonna move on to our next thing, and that is our grits. Alright, so for the first aspect of our grits, what we're going to simply need first is the bowl, as I stated before. Now, you got your spoon, or whatever, and now, you gotta wait for your hot dog to cook a little bit, but I don't know if you can hear it right now, let's see. It's starting to cook, it's starting to really sizzle itself, and do what it's supposed to do. But for the sake of this, we are going to first tear open your packs of grits. Pour your grits into your bowl. Typically, like I said, I put 4. However many packs of grits or however many cups and spoons of grits you decide to put in is completely up to you. Depends on your appetite. I know mine is real uppity downy. Another story for another day. So sometimes I eat, sometimes I don't, which is why I'm as bony as a stick. So, you do that, but you know what? Once you do that, now you got your grits inside your bowl. You don't need to shake it up or anything like that, but you can if you want to. Bam. Now, before we do that, we're going to now get our water. Okay, well now that we got our grits in the bowl, we need our water. So, I don't know if you can see the water or not. However, you want some good water. Now, you don't need much of water, but I'm just saying, you want enough water to fill up your bowl of grits. So, I don't put in that much water. I kind of water by faith and not by sight. You got your water inside the bowl. Inside the coffee pot. Now, I'm going to turn my camera so that you can see it on the show. Whoa, too much. Okay, hold on now. Okay, now, I don't know if you guys are like me or not. Let's bring this in some. I don't know if you guys are like me or not, but I typically, unplug most of my appliances. Because typically I don't need all these appliances, So it saves a lot on my bill. My electric bill and water bill, which cost enough already. Be real, the cost of living is a lot now, as you see. But, what you want to do is you want to turn on the water compressor thing, and it's got the preheat. So while we let it preheat itself, we need to check on our hot dog. Okay, now you see the hot dog, right? It's typically brown, burnt. I said that means it's about ready. Now, really, who wants listen, if the hot dog ain't burnt, I don't want it. You want a little bit of crust. That hot dog, that crust you have, that crunch you have, typically, gives you more of a little something to really bite into and taste into. Like you want your teeth to do the work, So you have your teeth. You have your hot dog here, which is just about done. I get mine typically. I know what you guys are thinking. The hot dog's gonna be black as you. Well, guess what? It just is. Like I said, you need a little burnt hot dog. And as I said, don't worry about the burn marks in the pan. That's what soap and water in the dishwasher for, and Cascade and Finish and all that is for. And I use it. I'm a guy. I'm not a girl. I cook how I cook. And like I said, this is breakfast. You can eat a hot dog during breakfast. It's the same thing as sausage. You can put a sausage in between hot dog bun. You can put hot dog with pancakes and syrup. Okay. However you do it. Food is food. There's no really specific way you should cook your food or eat your food. You eat your food in the order, the way that you want to order and eat your food. That's like having breakfast at 3 in the afternoon. So, you grown. You pay your own bills or whatever. Shoot, you good. You can do what you want to. You at a restaurant, you order exactly what you want to. So anyway, we give our hot dog that. So now we are going just to really let this cook some more. It's about done now because it's about swole. Whew, about to burn my eyes though. We're going to cut that off and we're going to move on because I think our water is now done. So now we're going to water our. So, the way I do my grits, the way that you can do it, this is a Keurig, by the way. You might want to get a close-up of that. Keurig 2.0 coffee maker with dual coffee filter necessities and water. We don't want coffee, so we are going to go back and turn it off because now it decides it wants coffee. And I say no. And I say no, and I don't know why it won't go back. And if I push the button, it's going to do what it needs to do. So I'm going to cut it off, cut it back on. As it says, welcome. It should be already preheated. It is. So typically for these grits, since I put 4 inside, I give my grits about, we'll say 10 ounces of water. And that kind of does the trick. So you bring it and then the water will dispense itself. As you see, is what it's doing. Dispensing itself. Now what you really want to do to really get your grits in the way you want it to is you need to stir it. Now I don't know about you guys, or I don't know if this is just me, but grits typically have a certain smell when they know some meat is getting ready to go inside them. Ooh, pause. That came out wrong. Anyway. Whenever it knows it's about to have some bacon or some sausage, I have no way to really clean this up. So, however it comes out is just how it comes out. But 10 ounces of water typically tend to do it. Oh, I done spilled some grits. We're gonna mix it up though, make it gritty as you can. Now, depending on how you like your grits, you can grit your grits how you want to. Some people like their grits thick. Some people like their grits watery. Weird. I like mine a little bit of mix, a little bit of both. I add a little bit more of water, but first it's got to preheat. So let it preheat. While we are over there, let it preheating to add some more water so we don't get that thickness, you know, that thick, because you want all of those elements gone. If you ever want to get rid of some ants, feed them some grits, because once they eat that grit and blow up inside, yeah, it's good. So we have that. Now once again, we'll go to our hot water here and we'll just add a little less. It won't give me 2 ounces for some reason, so I'll say 4, and then enough, and you push the button. Now, like I said, I don't like my grits too gritty. Like, gritty is good, but I like mine a little more clear than that. So we are going to mix our grits just enough, not much. But as you see, that's enough water here. Oh, if I spilled it again. There we go. Just so you know, you want your grits healthy. Corn is typically made to be healthy. Grain is made typically, woo! Grip my hand. Mixing too fast. Whatever y'all do, mix slow with grits now. You want to mix your grits really nice and slow, for the sake of it. Now, here we go. We got our grits inside. Now you see that? That is how you grits. You got your grits, grit, but not too gritty. And then gritty grits, exactly how we get these grits to grit with. Now all we need to do is add our meat inside the grits. Okay, now that we have our meat, we are going to do one more thing before we add it. Now, as you see, our meat is kind of burnt a little bit, which is fine. But what you want is a typical sharp knife here. This one is not sponsored by Sabatier. Sabatier is a knife brand that you can get that with. But you want to sharpen your knives up enough to where it can really get down in the gritty. Ha! Pun intended. Now, you take your sausage. You can use your fingers. For the sake of this show, I'm going to use my fork, and I'm just going to cut it. That's it. You don't have to cut. You cut as much as you want. inside your grits. And typically I don't need a lot. Thinking about it, I could have made 2 hot dogs, but I won't. For the sake of, I didn't want all that, you want to still taste grits, So, add your grits, cut your sausage. Now, as I said, I can't cut, and I shouldn't have used the fork. Now that I think about it, it would have been perfect circles there. Be careful not to burn your hand. If your skin comes off your hot dog, it's okay. Country living, country eating, and unfortunately some of us live in a country state. You might live in a country state, you might live in a city state. I love country soul food. This right here, I would not say is soulful, but it's enough. It gets the job done. And finally, what you want to do after you do that is you want to add your meat and your grits. Just get it on in there. Add your meat and the grits. Yep. Hey, food costs too much. Everything's going up now. So, hey, you got to do what you got to do. To satisfy your needs or whatever. So, take that extra skin. Here we go. Add that there. Come on now. Okay. And then you just want to mix your grits in. Also, here's a tip. You don't have to mix your grits when you're making grits with the spoon. You can use them with a fork because that'll typically break down the grit. But depending on how hot your water is, you can also mix it. You mix it. You mix how you mix, okay? And then finally, this is what we have. The results are grits with bacon. With sausage, hot dog in it. Try not to spill it, as you can see. There we go. Try to get it in just right, with the camera frame. There we go. And then there, you get down and gritty with your grits. And that is how you have your grits. As I said, you can grit any kind of way that you want. You grit how you grit. This will hold me until this afternoon, tonight, some point, whenever it is that I'm hungry again. You're not supposed to eat one time a day, but I had something where I typically want to eat one time a day, or sometimes I don't want to eat at all. Another story for another day. But anyway, that's how you grit. And then finally, you just taste test it. You kind of go, You hope it tastes good. Kiss the chef and all of that. And then before the end, you want to wash your dishes and everything like that. But when you live by yourself, you don't have to hear your parents complain about dishes in the sink. You complain to yourself about that. Anyway, so that's the end of my cooking segment for today. Be sure to join me next time on Cooking with Waddy. As we cook something a little bit more real. Well, I'll take that back. It's real too. But something more how should I say it? It's squeezy-estic. How the chef use big words that chef use. Magnifique, like that. Kiss the chef. Until next time, make sure you check out Waddy the Vlog Season 4 underway. The Waddy Talk Podcast every Wednesday at 7 o'clock or 7:30, one or the other. I can't keep up too many shows. And then this segment too, Cooking with Waddy. That's a great content. Follow me on Instagram, Waddell Richardson, and TikTok, same thing. And you can look on Facebook for my broadcasting network. That's a rap broadcasting. And or is it broadcasting? That's a rap. It's one or the other. You'll find it and see. And yeah, be sure to stay tuned for all types of content. Until then, I'm gonna enjoy my